So we discuss motions. Okay. Example, calling attention motion that we discuss. What is that? No confidence motion, censor motion. So like this, there are certain motions which we discuss in Parliament. Now we will discuss the legislature procedure in Parliament. Now what is legislature? Law. Okay. As we discussed earlier also, in any country wherever it is having a parliament, then parliament is the highest legislature body in that country. In case of India also, okay, parliament. What parliament consists? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and president. That we discuss. Okay, and what generally parliament do? Make the law. How? What is the procedure for making that law, or what is the legislature procedure of parliament? So first of all, remember one thing: the procedure for making legislature or the procedure for making law in India has been taken from the UK Constitution. Our constitutional maker has taken this provision from which constitution? UK Constitution. Okay. So for legislature procedure, first of all, that bill has to be introduced. That bill has to be introduced, and whatever the procedure we are discussing, same procedure in both the houses of the parliament. Okay, so for making any legislature or law, first bill has to be introduced. Then bill has to be passed by both the houses of the parliament. Then bill will send to the assent of the president. If the president give assent, then that bill become act. That means law will be made. You are understanding? First introduce the bill, okay, then pass the bill by both the houses of the parliament, then send that bill to the assent of the president. So this is a procedure. Okay, generally 3 stage. Now here, what is bill? A bill is a proposal of legislature. What is the bill? A bill is a proposal of legislature. Okay, proposal of legislature, no? That means proposal of any act or law. Got it? And the bill become act when the bill is introduced, passed by both the houses of the parliament, and president give assent. So there are 2 types of bills. There are 2 types of bills. One is private bill and another is public bill or government bill. So there are 2 types of bills. What is that? Private bill and public bill. So what is public bill? A public bill is a bill which is introduced by the council of minister or any minister in the parliament. A public bill is a bill which is introduced by the council of minister or any minister in either house of the parliament. That bill is a public bill. What does it reflect? Public bill, it reflects the policies of the government. It reflects the policies of the government. And what about the chances of passing that public? High chances. There is a high chances of passing the public bill. Why? Because that bill is introduced by the ruling party. Ruling party means the party which is having the majority. So obviously there is a high chances of passing that public bill. And does it require any notice period? Yes, 7 days notice period is required before the introduction of this public bill. How many days? 7 days notice period is required. And who will draft that bill? Either minister will draft? No, concerned department. Concerned department will draft that bill with the consultation of law department. Okay, so that bill is a public bill. Many public bill has been passed. The bills which are introduced by the ministers. Right. Now what is private bill? Now who is private member? A member of parliament other than the minister. So that member is a private member. Any bill which is introduced by the private member, that bill is a private member bill. Okay. So what does it reflect? Mood of the political party on public matters. It doesn't reflect the government policy. It reflects about what public want. That it reflect. And here it is very less chance to pass that bill. Last private bill was passed in the year 1977. After that, private bill was never passed. Okay, so there are very less chance for passing of this private bill. And to introduce this bill, 1 month notice period is required. How many months? 1 month notice period is required for private bill. For public bill, 7 days. That's all. And it is the responsibility of that member to draft that bill. That bill will not be drafted by the concerned department as there in case of public bill. You're understanding? So these are the difference between the public bill and private bill. So public bill generally introduced by minister. It reflects the government policies, and there are high chances of passing that bill, and that bill will be drafted by the concerned department after consultation with law department. That is public bill. Private bill is a bill introduced by private member. There is a less chance passing of that bill. It reflects the political mood of the political party on public matters. That is there, and it required 1 month notice period before its introduction. Got it? And that member only has to draft that bill. You just find out what are the private member bill which has recently introduced in the parliament. Okay, find it out. And next, now what is the procedure for making the law or legislation in India? As I said, first a bill has to introduce. So there is a reading of the bill. Stages are there. So that bill has to be passed in the 5 stages. Stages are there, 5 stages. So what is that? First 3 readings will be there. First stage is 3 readings. So first stage, what is that? First reading. What is that first reading? Under this first reading, the bill will be introduced either in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, either house of the parliament. The bill will be introduced in the either house of the parliament. By whom? Either the minister or private member. Minister can introduce in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but private member has to introduce the bill in the respective house only. Private Lok Sabha member cannot introduce the bill in Rajya Sabha. Got it? So that is there. Now once the bill is introduced, the title of the bill will also introduced, and the bill will be published in the Gazette of India. Bill will be published in Gazette of India. So when bill is introduced and published in the Gazette of India, both combined together, it is considered as the first reading of the bill. First reading of bill. Remember, in first reading of bill, no discussion and no vote. No discussion and no voting in the first reading. Just introduction and publishing that bill in the Gazette of India. Second reading. Second reading. So in second reading, there are bills are there. Na? Again, it is having a 3 sub-stages. 3 sub-stages. What is that? First stage of general discussion. That means at this stage, the House can do any of this following case. What is that? The House can take the bill into consideration. Discussion on immediately, or one date will be fixed. The House can do that one. House can refer that bill to a select committee of the parliament, selected committee of the House, or House can refer that bill to the joint committee of the 2 houses. Okay. In this stage of general discussion, can consider the bill, okay, on a specific date or fixed date, or refer that bill to the selected committee of that house, or refer that bill to the joint committee of both the houses, or they may circulate the bill to get the public opinion. PRS website that they can do. So that is stage of general discussion. First sub-stage under the second reading. So in second reading, bill will be discussed, or it can be given to the other house. Sorry, not other house. It can be referred to the committee. Then committee stage we discuss now in first sub-stage. What committee can do? So this committee will examine the bill clause by clause or provision by provision in detail. Clause by clause and provision by provision. After examine, this committee will give the recommendation. What? To change or add some provision or delete some provision. Add some provision or delete some provision. So that is second sub-stage. First stage, general discussion. Second, committee stage. Third, consideration stage. So what is that? Once the House receive the bill, from the particular selected committee, then what House can do? House can accept the recommendation given by this committee or may not accept. Okay, and here in this one, each clause of that bill will be discussed and voted upon separately. Okay, here the next, third reading. Second reading completed. First reading, introduce the bill and publish the bill in Gazette of India. Second reading, 3 sub-stage. Discuss, committee stage, consider those things clause by clause, right, and put upon vote separately. Third reading, what is that stage? In this stage, there is no question of debate, introduction of the bill, debate of the bill, considering clause by the clause. Such thing is not there. In the third reading, what is there? Accept the bill or reject the bill. Accept the bill or reject the bill. If the majority of the member present and vote the bill will be considered as a pass by that House. For example, if the bill introduced in Lok Sabha, first reading, second reading, then in third reading, Lok Sabha can reject the bill or pass the bill. Got it? So if the bill is deemed to be passed by the Parliament only when both the houses are agreed to it. A bill is considered as a passed when both the houses are passed the bill. So till here, first reading, second reading, third reading, it is in one house. Now, after passing the bill by the one house, then the bill will send to the another house. Then the bill will send to what? Second house. What second house can do? Second house also can pass the bill with 3 stages. First reading, second reading and third reading. Second house can do what it can do. Second house is having multiple options. What is that first option? Pass the bill with all 3 stages. First reading, second reading and third reading. If not, what second house can do? Okay, pass the bill, okay, sent by the first house without any amendment. So if this thing has been done, then the bill will considered as a pass by both the houses of the Parliament and the bill will send to the assent of the Parliament. Okay, the second house passed the bill without any changes. Then second house passed the bill with amendment. First house passed the bill, sent to the second house. Second house also after 3 stages passed the bill with some changes. And that return that same bill to the first house for reconsideration. That is the second thing a second house can do. Third, second house, what they can do? Reject the bill. First, pass the bill without any amendment. Second, pass the bill with amendment and resend that bill for reconsideration. Third, reject the bill. Fourth, don't take any action on that bill. Fourth, what is that option? Don't take any action on that bill, thus keep the bill pending. If such situation is there, what is that situation? The bill passed by the one house and sent to the another house. Another house has not taken any action for 6 months. Or second house rejected the bill altogether, or second house passed the bill and sent to the first house for reconsideration, and first house rejected the amendment. So all these 3 cases we have a deadlock situation. In all these 3 cases we have deadlock situation. What are those 3 cases? First house passed the bill, sent to the second house. Second house not taken any action for 6 months, or passed the bill with amendment and that amendment is not agreed by the first house. Okay, that is there, or not taken any action, or reject the bill altogether. So these are the three cases. In these three cases, there is a deadlock situation. Then to resolve this deadlock situation, President can summon the joint session of the Parliament. President can summon what? Joint session of the Parliament. That means in that situation, President will select one house, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. In that particular house only, President will call both the member of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Then bill will be introduced, bill will be discussed, then bill will be put for vote. You are understanding? So that is a joint session of Parliament under Article 108. Understood? So then next here, once the bill is passed by both the houses of the Parliament, normally or with through joint session also, then the bill will send to the assent of President. Then President is having three options. Veto power we discuss. Right? So what President can give? President can give assent to the bill. Then the bill become act. Then the bill become act. Then President can withhold the bill. President can withhold the bill, means not taken any action to that bill. Right? Pocket veto. And next what is that? President will return the bill for reconsideration. President will return the bill for reconsideration. Okay, so in that case, second time when the bill passed by the both the houses of the Parliament and sent to the assent of the President, then President has to give assent, suspensive veto. Right? And remember, if the bill rejected by the President, then the bill become dead. Bill become dead. That is absolute veto of President. We discussed now. Absolute veto means President will reject the bill. Bill become dead. Suspensive veto means President will return the bill for reconsideration. And when second time bill passed with changes, with amendments or without amendments, then it is mandatory for the President to give assent. Third veto we discussed, pocket veto. The President won't take any action, simply keep that bill in his office or pocket. That's why it is called pocket veto. You understanding? So this is about the legislature procedure in the Indian Parliament. Got it?